2024 Super Nautique G23 Paragon. A little bit of a mouthful, and there's a lot to talk about on this Paragon. This one is sitting in an Admiral Blue hull and accent with a haze gray main stripe and interior deck, paired with the Boatmate Paragon GT trailer, the custom fenders and wheels and lighting and you name it, ladder. It's got all the goodies to go along with this boat that has all the features. This is a new hull design for 2024. So a completely different hull and deck in comparison to years prior. Biggest differences, there's just a heck of a lot more boat there. Nothing vastly different in terms of the actual hull design, but this boat is significantly heavier and has some new features and design improvements over the previous generation Paragon. As we walk around the outside, you're going to see similar body lines with a slightly altered shape to the boat, where the bow has a little bit more buff than it was before. This line from the windshield down to the running surface, the boat's just gotten a lot taller. Now when that gets on the water, this boat, it hides it very well, because a lot of this part of the boat is still down below the water, which is what is displacing a lot of the water for the amazing wake and wave that this boat puts out. Up front, we have a new docking light array down below the rub rail here, and that just looks really cool. I don't have it on because it is blinding to look into, but so many cool little details on the boat. We have our front vents there. We have the backlit Paragon G23 logos on the exterior here in black finish. Our trailer, when hooked up, has beautiful lighting to match, frame lighting that lights up the bottom side of the boat, backlit Nautique logos, massive triple axle wheels to go along with the thick wall tires, and our Paragon G23 logos here in the back. Everything's built to match on the trailer, so you have your blue frame with matching C-deck, and the inlays here to match the black Chromax on the side of the boat. Flight control telescoping tower is a 3-stage fold now. So you have a all the way up, which it's sitting in now, a middle setting, which is just above the gray panel here, and then all the way down in the lowest position as well. Still have the nice cutout here for the windshield, where the upholstery to match wraps around the gunnel of the boat. Just gives the boat that kind of cool look that the Paragon has, and that premium touch point from the driver's seat. Coming around the back here, massive Nautique surf system plates. We have the integrated steer assist with a thruster there in the center. Of course, we have underwater lights on the boat. A drop-down ladder mounted to the platform. Some beefy platform brackets as well. Surf exhaust. And a massive rudder to turn this big boat. Now, one of the coolest features on this boat, it is steer by wire. We've had for a long time throttle by wire. Steering by wire is exclusive to the Paragon, and the reason why that is cool is because this rudder can actuate further left or right at slower speeds to make a heavy boat like this turn sharper, make it easier to maneuver. You don't have any torque from the rudder being transferred to the driver, so the boat tracks in a perfect straight line, even if you take your hand off the wheel. And that variable tilt to the rudder just, again, makes for better maneuverability at slower speeds, and then it can dial it back at your faster speeds, so it's not so crazy responsive. You can see the body lines down the side of this boat. Gives you an idea of the actual scale of this thing sitting on the trailer. It is huge. And with that, I want to just hop in to the interior, which is quite the climb. So bear with me just a moment. We have the yacht-inspired transom. These nice low, easy steps leading you up into the interior, which the overall layout of the boat hasn't changed drastically, but with Nautique, anytime they come out with a model refresh, you're looking for more refinement on the little detail things. I think they nailed the layout very nicely before. For example, we still have the flip-up seats on the back here. Things have changed a little bit to where we have a flip-up spot to hold your phone and your drink right next to you there, of course. Still have a cup holder on the other side, but the nice thing is these things lock into place when they're in the down position, so they're not bouncing around. You need to unlock them for them to pop up into place. Now, one of the other cool features is you could always access your storage compartment from the back of the boat. Now, we have a push button to open it. Granted, the boat has gotten deeper. There's not only more storage space, but we have these really handy filing separators for your surfboards. So when you put your board in there, it's got this nice netted storage pouch to drop your board into. Water can run off through the netting. Everything stays nice and dry. It's up off the floor and protected. And you also have your table holder there on that side. Just a little bit easier to get down to your gear, but also more room for said gear to fit. Of course, we have remote down below. And they've also changed the location of the wake sub on this boat, which now comes standard on all Paragons. It used to be tucked down into here, which ate up a little bit of the storage space. If you have those longer surfboards, they can run back here a little bit further than they could before, because the wake sub is now mounted here on the side, which you can't quite see because they sea-deck this whole thing and finish it out really nicely. But your wake sub is located, wake subs rather, are located on both corners on the transom of the boat. Talking about materials, the interior of this boat is in tungsten gray Lux Touch, which is the new vinyl exclusive for the Paragon. You can get that kind of textured look locked in on my camera here. You can see just a beautiful material. It feels very nice to the touch, looks very nice, and just kind of breaks up. Gives the interior a little bit more depth when you look at it. Turned out amazing. We have our tungsten gray sea deck flooring all throughout the interior of the boat. It's the lighter gray over the charcoal underneath, with a new pattern for this year as well. Same thing on the back here. When you have your seats flipped down, you have a nice space to walk around without stepping on your vinyl for less wear and tear. As you can see, we have throw pillows through the interior. Go through. These are nice and heavy so they don't blow out of the boat. Side inlays, beautiful fit and finish. Speaker covers, vinyl wrapped grab handles with this awesome stitching on them. Lighted cup holders which illuminate everything very nicely. And there are a bunch of different, throughout the boat, bunch of different magnetic wireless phone chargers as well. Now opening up our seat here, we have storage that runs all the way and continues into the back of the boat. You can see right here, little Easter egg, ballast access. So this boat does have 5 ballast bags in it. All ballast located subfloor in the boat. So it's out of sight and out of mind and does not eat up any of your storage in the boat. Nice Paragon backlit. But there's plenty of space for gear in this thing, that is for sure. Now our seat, similar to what you see on really any of our other Nautiques, flips up and faces backwards, and you can pull this one step further back so it lines up very nicely with the other lean backs in the boat. This also locks, so when you lean on it, it won't clamshell shut. Flip flip that up and it slides right back into place. Obviously, you have that really nice step leading you down into the interior. Pillows even have the nice detailed blue stitching. And I didn't really even talk about the rest of the interior, but we have Admiral blue accents all throughout. Both stitching, seat boxing, and piping. More storage access under here. Again, leads all the way to the back of the boat. If you have something longer that you need to store, ski for example. Interesting point on the deck. Obviously, you have this cutout that drops down, which helps bring the tower down a little bit lower. This is a very tall tower in the first place. I mean, I can stand here, put my hand all the way up. I'm 5'7", 5'8", and hands flat on there. My hands straight up in the air in the top position. But so you bring the boat up taller in the back. Again, it stair steps its way up. So again, that's creating more space for storage there. And deeper seating where it tapers back up in the bow. We do have a heated love seat and driver's seat with a 3-outlet heater with an outlet here that pops out on the hose. Same thing with the driver's feet there. And then the defroster up top on the dash. And of course there's a pocket door air dam that leads you, blocks off the air from the front. Down underneath you can see one of the 4 subs in the boat rather. So you have the 2 wake subs in the back, and then you have 2 more 12-inch subs up here in the front. Other ones under the driver's side kick panel, which you don't see. That rounds off along with the rest of the stereo. You have 6 interior speakers, like you see here behind the grills. There's wavefront speakers up underneath the dash. And then you have the 4 tower speakers up top, which are the JL 880s. That are inside these enclosures. So there's 2 speakers per side, and each enclosure has down-facing lighting, as you can see right here. Up top on the tower, there's also a rope basket for that excess surf rope or wake line, so you don't have it swinging around on the interior of the boat. A nice high-mounted camera. On the tower, you have board storage on the roof, which are double-sided. So you can slide one underneath and then one up on top. So 4 boards total up top. And one of my favorite new features on the tower is this nice step pad. So if you have the tower in the top position, you have somewhere grippy to step onto, pull your boards down. We did option the board racks on this boat, although they are, funny enough, an option on this boat because there's a lot of other places for your stuff to go. And you're not smacking board racks on boat lifts and things of that nature. A couple quick details before I shut this down. You have really cool little hanger here for hanging bags and whatnot. All your amps and everything are in there, as well as the trash can, which is a full tilt-out trash can. And above that, we have a nice handy storage tray in here. A spot for your watch if you have the watch to go along with the boat, and just whatever other knickknacks you have in and along with you. Nice deep storage down in the glove box, where we have charging ports and wireless charging pads for phones there. Beautiful detail with the vinyl wrap on the glove box lid as well. And coming over to the dash, driver's seat. Awesome accent stitching, Paragon logos on there. But this is fully changed in comparison to what we had before. We still have the dual setup on the, as far as the screens go, and the link screens. They just changed the layout a little bit, nothing vastly different there. But the rest of the dash is pretty different. So instead of having our keypad to fire the boat and run your keypad and everything down here, this is just an empty storage cubby. Get something out of the sun. You have a push button ignition start right here, and your horn over here. Everything else that you're used to having on that keypad has been moved over here right at the touch of your fingers, right next to the throttle, which includes your blower, your nav lights, and your bilge pump. We have a dedicated volume knob for your stereo, so you don't have to tap into the quick menu to adjust. Then we have speed, rider presets, and your home button. One of my favorite improvements this year is you have the left and right arrow to activate your stern thruster. While it is fully integrated in the steering, in automatic mode as they call it, if you have it in manual mode, you can just tap these arrows on left or right to activate the thruster, which I think is really, really cool. Roswell mirror up top. We did window tint the windshield. And then coming up into the bow, we have the reversible bow filler cushion option on the boat. As you can see, it has C-deck on the backside, so when you load in from when you're trailering, you have something nice to step on that's not your vinyl. Super ergonomic seating that's extremely comfortable to just hang out up here. If you open up, massive storage, you can see the entire boat cover is stored on that side. And we have 6 fender pros on the other side, so actual usable storage in the bow, because again, all the ballast is subfloor. I've blabbered on enough. There's just so much to talk about. It's hard to do this video in a short amount of time, but covered the meat and potatoes on this beautiful Paragon. If you want to come check it out, it is so impressive. We have one here at the shop, obviously. Come see us at N3 Boatworks or give us a call at 317-845-9253 for more details. Thanks for watching.